We dated 5 days, got engaged, married 7 weeks later, 16 years and 4 kids later, we're basically still on our honeymoon, just with more laundry and fewer naps.
Welcome to the Marriage Made in Heaven, where love is real, grace is necessary, and your spouse definitely heard you. They're just ignoring you.
Every week, we serve up biblical truth, awkward confessions, and the kind of marriage advice that probably breaks some rules.
So whether you're single, married, or Googling how to survive your spouse, you're in the right place. Buckle up and let's get this party started. This episode is on self-control and self-awareness. It's really the secret to taking responsibility in your marriage, guys. Bible talks about self-control a lot, right?
And maybe owning how disciplined you are or how disciplined you should be or need to be in your marriage, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all these just dimensions of life, of who we are as spirit beings.
Have you ever caught yourself blaming your spouse for an argument only to really realize later you played the biggest part in it?
Ooh.
It's so easy to point the finger, but it's also so hard to look in the mirror. And yet marriages fall apart when nobody takes responsibility.
Got to take ownership. If anything, your default should be, okay, the reason for this issue or problem, it was me. Have the go-to be, okay, this is my responsibility. I started this. If you both approach it with that attitude of like, I'm responsible for this, I'm sorry, please forgive me, your marriage is going to be great. Take that ownership. Make the effort to take ownership in every dimension, whether it's as simple as getting the right address to go to some place or meetup group, or the more difficult things of, you know, maybe a task got overlooked or something fell through the cracks of something that was very important.
Yeah, I'll never forget when we counseled a couple who argued constantly, like literally like children. And the wife kept saying, if he would just change, everything would be fine. And then the husband would do what? Say the exact same thing about her.
She would just change everything,
right?
Would be fine.
So both of them were waiting for the other to fix the problem while like resentment piles laid up bricks in between them, right? The little foxes that spoil the vine, the Bible talks about. But the turning point came when the husband finally admitted, you know what? I was wrong. I lost my temper. That's on me. And you guys, that single moment cracked the wall wide open, because self-awareness creates humility, and humility invites in the healing, and everything can absolutely change.
Well, I think self-control is such a huge area, and the discipline of our lives, from practical things of what we're eating and what we're choosing not to eat.
What we're watching, what we're listening to,
yes,
who we hang out with.
Absolutely.
The danger is this, you guys: if we refuse to practice self-control, we'll always react instead of responding. We'll always keep blaming instead of owning.
Yeah.
And our marriage becomes a battlefield of egos. Absolutely no one wins. You may get the last word in, but guess what? You'll lose the closeness that you're craving right now.
Yeah, and it always takes two to fight, right?
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just a monologue.
It's so true, babe. And so we've really had to work on this, man. The react, right, versus respond.
Yeah.
People are so quick to react. What does that difference look like? Like, you're so good at this, babe. I'm still, work in progress, help I can get, because I am very reactive, right?
Yeah.
But like, you're really good. You have incredible self-control. But give me some keys like that have helped you, because you can be reactive, but you've learned to like hone that.
Well, we talked about in the last episode, like your environment. What environment are you in? Are you doing something that actually is fulfilling, part of your destiny, something that brings you joy to do? That's a big factor too, the environment that you're coming out of. Because if you are in a state of peace, which we're all called to do, is remain in peace, abiding in peace, and this place of just peace, then you're going to deal with these in the proper way, as opposed to you're already stressed out, you're already frustrated, and you have a serious lack of peace. You're going to bite your spouse's head off.
Yep.
You're going to be reactive. You're going to be in full fight or flight mode. Just the adrenaline, the stress buildup, things that are not good. I think the principle of it is over and over again, from Jesus saying, blessed are the peacemakers.
Yep.
I mean, we should be the biggest peacemakers starting in our relationships. There is Paul writing to the Ephesians, let the peace of God rule your heart and your mind. So again, it comes down to recognizing, calibrating, seeing, are we in a place of peace?
Yeah.
Because that's where it needs to start. All of our, whatever it is for you, for me, it's prayer. It's
Yes.
prayer. I know that, you know, we all have our routines, right? We go to work, come home from work. I've gotten better at, on my way home or before I'm going to go in the door of my house, just gathering my heart and my mind in prayer and giving thanks, because there's so much to be thankful for. I think if we back up and take that 30,000 foot view of attitude of gratitude and all we have and all we're blessed with here in America, that we have a home
Yes.
I can come home to. I have a family. I have healthy kids. There's so many things you can be grateful for. So coming into an attitude of joy and a place of peace, then I'm able to be a minister and a leader from a place of peace. Because there have been many times that it has not been the case, right? You can easily become tired and worn out through just activity, all your responsibilities and the stressors, and learning when you can just learning to let it go, organize, do what you can during that day, but then make a list for the next day and just walk away from it and just remove yourself from the pressure of things you need to get done. I think there were many times where it's like, I have so much to get done. I have all these things that I want to do, but recognizing, you really helped me with this. Stop and focus on what's important for the now.
Yeah.
Your children and your family. So make that a goal of, am I coming home having been in prayer and a place of peace? So when I walk through that door, my family gets the best of me from these few hours that they have the rest of the day. Because I'm blessed, I get to be with my kids throughout the day at school, but there's many dads or moms, they don't get that. They get that little snapshot of time when they come home or when they're sending their kids out the door in the morning.
So good.
Be a peacemaker.
Yeah, and an acronym that I use for that to help Joshua is something that I teach my business clients is WIN. How do you win? What's important now? W. What's I? Important N. Now. Yeah. And constantly, if your calendar is so overloaded, we've counseled couples where they're like, you know, not having any kind of self-control, self-awareness. They get their kids in every single sport across the sun. They're traveling here, they're doing this. It's all the finances, it's schlepping here, schlepping there. And I'm like, okay, so your kid didn't sign up for travel ball. Your kid didn't sign up for karate, jiu-jitsu, and kung fu. like the kids didn't sign up for that. They don't have no money. You are responsible for signing them up and making your life this crazy.
Taekwondo.
Yeah, I don't know what it all is. But anyway, like, to be honest, Josh and I realized that's too much in this season for us right now to have the kids in a bunch of sports. And I'm a D1 athlete, and my nieces and nephews, like one just went D1 to go run right now. Like, they're raising them a bit different, but for Joshua and I, it was too much on the calendar and it wasn't our priority. Yeah, do we want our kids to enjoy sports? Absolutely. So we chose one sport in the fall, one sport in the spring. So for the girls, they get a fall sport, and the boys, they get a spring sport. So the boys are at their sporting events for the girls in the fall, and the girls do it for the boys in the spring. And it's been such a nice balance, to be honest.
It has.
I met a fun mom.
It's so much more enjoyable for everyone.
I met a mom that said, you know what, our kids, we're not doing all the sports stuff till middle school. And I thought, oh, that's so good. And her kids have developed into extraordinary athletes, but she just knew when they were littles, it was too much on her marriage for them to be running around doing all these sports at such a young age when they had so much going on. And there's different seasons for different things, but the win, what's important now? You brought up another important thing that I want to talk about, that, you know, healthy marriages aren't built on perfection. They're really built on responsibility. So when you do slow down, you choose self-control and admit your own part, you can shift the tone in the whole relationship. And you guys, that's not weakness, that's the strength right there, because it really takes courage to say, hey, I was wrong. And it takes a whole lot of maturity to say, how can I be better?
Yeah.
I was wrong, how can I be better? And when both partners practice this, trust grows deeper than ever. And Joshua and I have put this to the test.
Yes,
We've had couples put this to the test. And you know, there's blind spots. Like, that's why the coaches are great, whether you're an athlete or, you know, however you're using coaches, like, they see your blind spots that you're not seeing. Well, your spouse, they can call out them blind spots, friends. But if you never stop and have self-control to say, hey, I was wrong, and how can I be better? You're never gonna get the answers to the test.
Yeah, responsibility is so big, and not being offended by your spouse just trying to help you, give you some encouragement to do things better.
I mean, should we go there about the whole working out thing?
Why not?
Okay, so For me, my self-control comes from me getting a hard workout in the morning.
Well, I think that's a part of
But
it.
yeah,
That's a part of it.
that's a part of it. And so if I can go break a sweat and lift heavy weights.
Because the reason I have to interrupt is because
Yeah.
self-control is it's a fruit of the Spirit. It's something that's applied to us as an evidence
Right.
of a Spirit-filled life.
Okay, I should say instead of reacting. So one really huge thing that helped me to all the spicy hot tamale spouses, not to help you not react and to respond, get a good workout in, right? Go push some heavy weights, go for hard runs. That is going to really help normalize your nervous system to not be in fight or flight mode. There's lots of science behind that. And I know all of you people are like nodding if your spouse is a little more like that, but it really, really helps you to just like get rid of all that adrenaline and however you've been wired, right? A lot of people are wired to be in flight or flight, especially how much the hustle and grind culture has made us that way, for better or for worse. But that really helps me. And so one of the things in our marriage is that Joshua, he didn't really work out, right? He would go for runs here and there. And I was like, babe, why don't you just work out with me? And
I'd get my cardio in.
yeah. But I'm like, why don't you come just lift weights with me? And it wasn't a priority to him, right? To be honest. And he prioritized other things, and he's got a very full schedule and he works 7 days a week. And then tell them though, what happened when you finally decided, you know what? Oh, you said, I don't have time. I don't have time, right? How about the don't have time excuse? I said, well, babe, if we get up at 4 a.m., we'd have time. We could go to the gym from 5 to 6 and set up our days. And what happened?
Oh, I started making time. I mean, I started having a little bit of some health scare stuff that was like, whoa, we're not gonna be having this. I think that was a wake-up call for me. So many people wait until something goes wrong before they fix it. So it was my thing, getting my body back on track to be strong, to where, so I can live out a healthy, happy life. So doing the work today to stay strong, I mean, the quality of life is so improved, and giving thanks for good health. Good health is something that's sewed into. So that was a big part of it.
It was so good. And just the self-awareness, babe, like you said, you guys, if you're having health scares and you're young and you got young kids, you got to take a look at yourself and be like, okay, I'm not going to just like sit back and be woe is me, or go look to medicine or to man to fix this. Like,
well, because I could have made an excuse like, okay, my shoulder at 19 blown out in rugby. And so I could just say, well, you know what, that injury happened. I just have to deal with this the rest of my life. Or I can be like, no, I can pick myself up, start strength training, build the muscle, build everything I can do. So this isn't something that inhibits my quality of life just because I got my shoulder blown out when I was 19. Like I can make the practical changes, not only believe in for the miracle of healing in my shoulder, but I can do the things that I should do physically to train and build muscle and strengthen all the tendons and ligaments and everything.
So good. I actually got a text from a sweet mommy that I love at our school, and she was like, hey, are you on Peloton? We send worship songs to each other back and forth. And she was sharing about one of the Peloton instructors that like just has great worship music. And I said, no, I did it consistently for 4 years, and now it's just been sitting in the garage. And I said, it really started hurting my back. And she goes, oh, well, you just need to work your core. That's that problem, right? Like, it wasn't like, oh, what a bummer. She was just like, okay, go work your core harder. If you have back problems, like what, this. And so it's so fun just to like have people in your life. Iron sharpens iron, except they're not going to let you just make an excuse of why you can't get on the Peloton bike anymore because it hurts your back. Like, same with, if there's something, an injury or anything like that, okay, great. There's YouTube. Like, there's never been a time where you've had more access to like free help, right? Exercise. There's amazing physical therapists that have great YouTube channels. There's great podcasts on nutrition. Like, we've learned so much. There's great books. Don't just make excuses, sit back and just say, this is the way it is. This is how I am. I'm just this. Like, that's a bad way to live, friends. It's a bad way.
Patterns of passivity, like recognizing that in your life. Get up and be a champion.
Yeah.
Take the leadership. Make the
energy you bring in, like the energy Joshua's brought into this marriage now, like in the accountability, because if Joshua's going to do something, he's going to do it like with absolute excellence. I always say, I'm like, man, I'd love to hire a Joshua.
Or I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to give it my all.
Yes, but you give it your all. Like, he's the best employee. He's the best accountability for me. Like, you guys have been doing this health challenge, right? And And even our coach, Justin, it was awesome. He goes, listen, it's not going to be sexy in a little bit. All the like excitement around this is totally going to drain out. And that's when your integrity steps in. And that's when your discipline steps in and says, even though this isn't fun anymore, even though this is like mundane and stuff like that, I'm doing it anyway. And I mean, I needed you, babe. Like I started having bad.
I need you too, sweetie. I need you too. We need each other.
Y'all need each other. Two are better than one, right? A three-ply cord can't be broken. Like, it's just important, though. But the self-control that we have in our lives, like, you know, physically looking good for your spouse, like that is a key, you guys, because why? You feel better. When I was overweight and I wasn't eating well and I wasn't sleeping well and I was stressed all the time, I didn't feel good. So, and I don't look to Joshua to make me feel good. I look to the Lord for that, but I'm also like, okay, Al, guess what? You got out of discipline. You know how to change this around. You know you can put better food in your body. You know you can work out consistently. You know you can drink enough water. You know you can get a prayer life that touches heaven, that you're so on fire in the fire that you're gonna bring like this amazing power into the marriage. And it just like, it's an explosion when you're both like running together and literally locking in those awesome habits. So
yeah, such a key. Take responsibility for all actions. If both parties are taking responsibility for everything that's going on, it makes such a huge difference. Huge. Night and day.
yes. So here's our challenge this week. The next time tension rises, instead of reacting, pause, right? I like to count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then simply ask yourself this one question. Listen up, guys. If you missed everything in this episode and you don't want to do anything that we said, listen up. Ask yourself this one question. What's my part in this? What role did I play in any of this?
Or what role should I be playing?
And then say, and if you did mess up, because you will, right? Choose responsibility over pride. Because marriages do not thrive when we demand perfection from our spouse. They thrive when we bring self-awareness, self-control, and humility to own our actions and simply say, I'm sorry, how can I do better?
Yeah,
That's
humility,
on me.
humility to own our actions, that's huge.
So good. Well, we love you guys. Thanks for being here with us. We're proud of you. We're excited for you. Having a marriage made in heaven is absolutely possible. We love hearing the success stories that you guys are not just listening to this, but you're actually putting these things into practice.
Woo.
And it's making a huge difference. So thank you for being a part of this with us. We love you. Have a blessed day.
We love you. All right, that's it for this week. If you laughed, cried, or silently judged us,
Please hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss another episode, and share it with someone who might need that same reminder. You're not alone, and your marriage is worth fighting for.
we're cheering you on, praying for your journey, and grateful to be walking this out together.
See you next week, where we'll keep it real, keep it biblical, and probably overshare again.